This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 214 of This is the G Podcast. Yes. What's up, y'all? I'm Tommy B, and each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea from the one and only Tonya B. The GOP's digging a deeper hole, y'all, with women. After Alabama's IVF decision, Joe Biden's hanging in there in the polls. Talib, along with Hitman Howie, who's in for Vi this week. The Newsmaker crew is here to talk about it, along with my Tyler Perry frustration. Oh, I'll tell you about it. First, let's get into news with Syracuse Mike. Mike, what you got?
News team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
After more than 50 years of performing on stage, Frankie Beverly says he is officially retiring. Last week, Frankie Beverly and Mays announced the I Want to Thank You Farewell Tour. The tour will begin in Atlanta on Friday, March 22nd at State Farm Arena. After the farewell tour, the band will continue to tour with a new lead singer. Capital One Financial announced it is buying Discover Financial Services. That means the folks with the Capital One credit card will now control the Discover card. It's a $35 billion all-stock deal that will create the largest U.S. credit card company when it comes to loan value. Of course, all of this is pending approval by federal regulators. With a Lifetime TV documentary airing this weekend, former talk show host Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, or FTD. That's according to a statement from her team. She was diagnosed last year. Actor Bruce Willis was diagnosed with aphasia in 2022, which progressed to FTD. Williams, who is 59, has been open over the years about a number of her health issues. After some Alabama health facilities announced they would pause in vitro fertilization treatments, Vice President Kamala Harris is also addressing the issue. She's been on a multi-state fight for reproductive freedoms tour since December.
Individuals, couples who want to start a family are now being deprived of access to what can help them start a family.
The AT&T outage affecting cell phones around the country was caused by a software update, according to the company. The company issued an update about the outage Thursday afternoon, saying that its network had been fully restored.
Thanks, Mike. Talib and Hitman Howie are here this week. We all survived the AT&T outage, y'all, so give it up for that. Hey, you know that Netflix movie, like what, with Mahershala Ali, where the Teslas start running into each other? I said, "Oh no, it's over."
Yeah,
it's a Netflix. Leave the World Behind. Leave the World Behind.
Yes, I have heard of that. I haven't watched it though.
I saw that SOS on the phone. I said, "Oh damn, it's for real. It's over." Yes, we are still here, and you know, people moved on. They're like, "Oh, whatever."
Right.
But during that outage, they were panicking. Oh damn, it's over. Yeah. But before we get into it, y'all, we gotta say happy birthday, happy born day, man, the one and only. Yes.
That Pisces season. 2020.
I would play happy birthday, man, but you know, they come after you. The brother said, "Hey, man, you know, I swear, Google, YouTube, I'm telling you, man, you get the notification, you've been blocked in this territory."
Right.
What?
It's
What'd
awful.
I do?
It's awful.
It's bad, man. I mean, since TikTok, especially. Yeah. Since the whole TikTok universal thing, they ain't playing, man. Don't be playing somebody else's music, man. They will come after you, dog.
That's the truth.
Really?
That is the truth.
Big time. So I will sing to you. Whatever I like it.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I just appreciate the sentiment, you know?
Appreciate you, man. Vi is out this week, enjoying his lock journey in the beautiful weather. And actually, he's just out being a good grandpa. So good to you, Vi.
Nice.
I wanted to defer more time to him from last week because he kept going. But thank you, man. Shout out to Vi, y'all. Shout out to Vi. Yes.
Yeah, you can go on and applause.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
Vi, you got to, hey. If I said I pick on him, I don't pick on Vi.
Yeah.
He sets himself up.
Yeah. Well, you only pick on the ones you love anyway, right?
That's right. That's my brother. That's my brother from another mother, man. And Howie, man, Howie, let me tell y'all, man. How long have I known? I've known you almost about the same time as I've known Vi. Maybe
1982, Troy University. That's
right. Man, maybe within like a few months. So yeah. But I'm always nicer on the show with Howie because Howie's a minister, so I clean up a little bit.
Yeah, be yourself.
Right.
Let's jump into it, y'all, man. On the podcast, and Mike mentioned this in the news, it just seems to me that the Republicans are like consistently enacting policy that runs contrary to their base. And I don't know why they keep going after the women, the female base. This IVF situation in Alabama, if you don't understand the whole situation, I'll just kind of bring you up to speed. Justices ruled that 3 couples had frozen embryos destroyed in a mishap at a storage facility. They ruled that they could pursue wrongful death claims on the embryos. And the justices cited sweeping language that the GOP-controlled legislature at the time in 2018 said that the state recognized the rights of unborn children, okay? The Democrats in Alabama are like chomping at the bit. They love this. They're saying that the GOP will be eliminating a path for people to become parents with the IVF procedure. And let me tell you, IVF is not cheap. No. And so this is mainly, the white women, white families that are using IVF. There are a lot of black women across the country and in Alabama who use it, but predominantly, would you not say, am I out of space or out of step by saying it's a procedure used predominantly by white families? Am I correct?
Yes.
Or well-to-do families?
Well-to-do families.
Well-to-do families,
yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So even Trump joined in, which, I'm saying, when Trump jumps in and says, hey, y'all wait, hold up.
Right.
But he basically said Alabama lawmakers need to act right away to strongly support the availability of IVF. And even, we're in Georgia. Kemp stepped up and said, he supports IVF at Tennessee. In Tennessee, come on. Damn. So Alabama, I got, a lot of our podcast followers, my friends, as you know, Howard, a lot of the fellas they're in Alabama, so I'm not going to speak ill of Alabama, but damn, Alabama? What is going on? So the court's ruling, treating the embryos the same as children or gestating fetus under the wrongful death statute raised questions about what legal liabilities the clinics could face by doing the procedure, freezing, testing, disposal of the embryos. And so already you've got 3 major clinics in Alabama have paused their services. You've got people, women, families who are in limbo. Right. So I'm going to start with you, Howie. GOP shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh, absolutely. We talked about the cost, about $15,000 to $30,000 a year for a full cycle of IVF. Once this case came down, my in-laws are from Mobile, so I kind of perk up when Mobile is heard. Mobile Infirmary has stopped the whole IVF program until they get a better understanding of what's going on. And what the GOP is doing is cutting off the suburban female from voting for them. I'm not saying I'm for or against abortion, but women's health was targeted during that time is how they see abortion. So you're cutting them off there. And then specifically with this IVF, where, like you said, most families that participate in IVF are well-to-do families that want to have children. And now you're saying you can't get pregnant because you can't have an abortion, and now we can't help you get pregnant even if you want a family. They are really cutting off their nose to spite their face with this whole as they push down this lessening women's rights, if you will, avenue. Absolutely.
Yep. Let me go to you, Talib, real quick. Does it surprise you at all that they're doing this, Talib?
Surprise? No.
I just wanted the reaction, man. Go ahead.
I think that right now these think tanks that compose all of these crazy legislation and then gives them to the lawmakers in order to push these agendas through. I think that they're at the point where they're just pushing stuff through to see where the temperature of the nation is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how far can we take this, an unborn child is a child, or, a fetus. We know that we've been taking it back and taking it back and taking it back. So now it's to the point where a fertilized egg is now considered a child.
Alabama.
In the scientific realm, outside of a woman's body, to be used for a woman, in terms of trying to conceive. But this is really, come on, guys. Like I said, I think that these people are passing laws to take the temperature of where people are to see how far they can push or see what the boundaries are. It's like a disruptor type of politic game that's going on right now.
It's like shock the system and then see where we survive.
Exactly.
See the fallout.
Exactly. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I don't either.
I don't know if you saw the Tommy Tuberville. Did you see his take on the IVF?
Look, can I say this, man? Any take from Tuberville is like, damn. What did he say? So I saw he's answering, and then it's like, because it's funny because I'm watching The View too, right? And Joy says, "Can he even spell IVF?" But it left you thinking, like, damn, this dude is running.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
So I didn't see Tuberville's, but I did see Nikki Haley. What did Tuberville say?
Tuberville, he said nothing. It was
absolutely
when they approached him with the question, what's his take on the IVF ban in Alabama, and he's like, well, we need to have more kids. They just need more kids.
It's like, we're going long. He just went back to football.
And then she's like, but you are aware that this procedure actually prevents children being born.
Yeah.
And then it's
so he got the deer in headlights.
Oh, really? He has no idea, does he?
Like I'm saying,
not a clue. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
All these heritage groups and all these folks are just Hail Marying these laws. Yeah. And trying to see it again. It's how far can we get away with, not only how far can we push our agenda, how far can we take it? What's the boundaries? But what's going on while these people are now debating this issue? Who's coming? Like the what is it? The mayor of what's the city outside of Chicago? Man.
I don't know, Evanston or not?
No. There's a mayor who's going crazy
about this
with the spending. With the spending.
Okay.
And
the young lady? The young lady. Yes. Is it Evanston? I think it's Evanston.
Yeah, I think
it is Evanston.
Like, the village.
Man, she's taking trips like everywhere, isn't she?
Yeah, man. She, the city is now in like $7 million worth of debt because of what her politics. But
you know what? She's the one who gave black people reparations, right? Evanston, yes. Yeah, that's well, they can make it up. All they got to do is partner with Northwestern University. That tuition every year, they'll be all right.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
A percentage.
To bring it back, really, the reason I even brought it up is because it's all of this sleight of hand politic that's going on now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's frustrating because when we think that we're playing this politics to do right, to get the best outcome, and these people aren't playing politics for that. They're in it for the money, strictly for the money.
Yeah, it's the grift, as they say.
Right. So now let's see how the whole IVF industry as a whole is going to be treated from this point going forward.
Yeah, so true.
I mean? How much more expensive is it going to become?
Yeah. Final on this, Howie, the Nikki Haley, your reaction to what she...
I don't even understand how... Well, I don't understand why she's in the race because she's not going to win. But first she says, she agrees with the higher court in Alabama. That was, I think, Thursday or Friday. And then the next day, she's like, "Oh no, we can't do this. We need to protect the women and allow them to go through this process." And I'm like, Nikki, are you just talking to the group of people that you're dealing with at the time? Whatever's in front of her that seems to be the right thing to say to the right group of people, she's gonna say it. Man, that is horrible from politicians. And I meant to text Tom's back the other day. I understand all of them have lies. All of them tell lies. Mm-hmm. But man, the GOP seem to just stand right in front of you and say, "Hey," and tell a lie and hope you believe them.
Right.
I mean, not all. I know all politicians are.
No, you've got some who shoot straight, but I think with Nikki, what it came down to for her, in my opinion, I think somebody tapped on the shoulder and said, "You do know Trump is about to come out in favor of IVF." I think that's what happened.
Really?
Yeah, because Trump came out and said, on Friday that he supports IVF. And then, she said, and then I think somebody got word after she had said what she said and tapped on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you might want to start doing the moonwalk on this." And she started doing the moonwalk.
But isn't that like so ridiculous to be running for the office and switching? I mean, she didn't even give it like a week to switch sides.
Dude, it was the spin cycle. Right. So for so many of these cats, and bottom line is, I think when it came down to it for her, and you heard the spin. The big spin for her was, I was talking about my personal opinion. But you and I were talking this week. Okay, we're shooting texts back and forth. The thing is, she got the Coke money. Okay, Koch, whatever. I know they've been around. They got more money than God.
Right.
Okay. As a matter of fact, they might be buying the New York Nets.
Oh, really?
The Brooklyn Nets. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
By the way, Mr. New Yorker, they might be buying Brooklyn. No sleep till Brooklyn for real. But they got more money than God. Right. They don't like Trump, and they just want to be a thorn in his side. And I think somebody does know that something's coming down the pike, and they just want somebody who they feel comfortable with when he's in that orange jumpsuit.
Yeah.
They just want somebody who they feel that they can control, and and further their agenda.
So you think they're getting out in front and going with Nikki Haley for that reason, because they feel Trump's going to be in the jumpsuit?
I think it's all a bet. Yeah. A lot of folks are just hedging their bets, and they got money to bet. They got money to lose. If they lose it, they write it off and keep it moving.
Keep it moving, yeah.
And they just put that, they just go to the Nets.
Yeah.
Sorry, Talib. Can you imagine?
No.
The Koch family, brothers owning the net, an NBA team. That's just crazy. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Next, I only got a couple of things, then we'll go to your takes. But the Quinnipiac poll came out this week, and Biden leads Trump 49-45, and it's interesting because it's last month, January, at the end of the month, it was 50-44, so it's close. Mm-hmm. And Howie and I, we go back and forth, and I think, Talib, I sent you an article too about the fact that black men, people are holding their nose and supporting Biden this time around. It's like, I don't really want to support him, but what else am I going to do? Right. And you're hearing that a lot in the black community. Vi says it a lot. He ain't here to, I was hoping he'd be here to talk about this too as well. But let me tell you, the number one supporter is on the show right now. Y'all give it to Howie. Hey, Talib, you get Howie's blood pressure the highest of all the people I know. Yes, you do.
Yeah. Yes. That means I'm doing it right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're supposed to be
here. Hey, after every podcast, I hope you're talking to Talib about it. You know, and you know, Howie sends me the whitehouse.gov link tree. Yeah. So Howie, here you go. Here's your chance, Howie.
No, listen.
Here's your chance.
So listen. Anybody who tells me this is so serious to me. I know we're laughing, but this is so serious.
Oh, he is. Hey, Talib.
Anybody who tells me that they would choose the GOP runner over Biden in my opinion, have just lost control of reality. Listen, Biden.
Now to be fair, Talib has not said that. But go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. Yeah. I'm not shooting at Talib. I'm just saying in general. You know, this is the first time me and Talib been on together, so we got house rules. We got to, next time I'll get on him. But listen,
and it's the brother's birthday, so
that's exactly right.
I appreciate you taking it easy on me.
But the reality is I think of all the things Biden platform was on. Everything that he said he was going to do, he has practically done. Now, the big thing, and Tom and I talk about this a lot, is the Voting Rights Act. But I also think that's a lame duck issue. I don't think you can do it in your first 4 years. But that being said, he said he's going to help students and student loans. He did that. He said he's going to attack inflation. He's done that. He said he was going to protect women and their rights. He's attempted to do that. His issue is he does not look good doing it. Now, if you're going to vote on a person on the way they look, you might not need to vote. But
you know, that's what people do, man.
Exactly. Yeah. We talk about this, what we're talking about around the dinner table, some of those things. And we talk about inflation. Times I had this conversation about inflation. People have to understand, and that's the issue. People don't read and understand enough. Inflation is a lagging indicator. What caused inflation? Last 2 years of Obama, 4 years of Trump. That's what caused the inflation. How are we fighting inflation? We're raising interest rates little by little. What does that mean? Now I can't buy a house at a decent price because the inflation rate is up. Because the interest rate is up. You know, they're raising interest rates. So those things kind of balance each other out. If you're not looking at the whole picture, you can say Biden's doing a horrible job. But if you're looking at the big picture, everything he says he's wanted to do outside of the Voting Rights Act, he's been able to get it done. Remember, they stopped him on the student loans one time. What he did an end around, and he's tons of money. People that we know have been impacted by it.
Oh, I know. I got some people. Oh, yes.
It's not like we're hearing this. It's like, nah, I know this person. I can touch this person, and they have been impacted positively by what he has done. I'm only talking about the tip of the iceberg, man.
Yeah.
You know, but again, to Thomas' point, we talk about this. He does not look. He can't keep falling down steps or falling up steps or whatever. He don't look good doing what he's done, but he's done a great deal of stuff for our country, I think.
I'm gonna make a comment. And I want to go to you, Talib. The chicken nuggets, man, just too damn high, bro. The chicken nuggets. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yeah. And I've cut back on fast food. Fast food now. Oh yeah. It is ridiculous, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you gonna have a double Whopper, 12 meal at $12? I guess because we grew up on the Whopper being as low. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna hold my 1975 menu at McDonald's against now, but even you go back to 2020, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, when you've got, let me give you an example. And I'm on the road and I stop and I'm like, let me get some fish. And I go, I wish I was at the Fish Supreme in the West End, but I was not. I had to go to Captain D's. Right. So I go to Captain D's. Just a two-piece, fish and fries. $10.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Double.
Yeah, I agree, but I think
so. Let me say this to say that's what people think of
exactly.
If they get a phone call from somebody, either the fish too high, the chicken's too high, or the gas is too high. Those are issues that they deal with. They feel right away. Right. If he can reverse that, which I think, me, the conspiracy theorist, I think you have a lot of in business CEOs who are GOP driven.
There you go.
And in a lot of cases, they're not going to give you relief in a campaign year. That's just me. That's my conspiracy theory. A lot of these folks who could wait Right. They wait until, okay, we're going to wait until after the election. Then, damn, we're going to give it to Trump.
Yeah, artificially holding the prices up. You're exactly right.
Yes, absolutely. Just my thought. Go to you, Talib.
That goes back to what I was saying either last week or the week before, with the sandbag stuff that these people are doing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This is what I'm saying. These people are not taking sound business principles and converting those over to the profits and that they're these record profits that these corporations are seeing right now. They're doing this sandbag business. They're doing this sleight of hand politics, and they're scamming the system through corporate welfare. You know what I mean? Now, so let me just say this to you as well, Howie. I have a problem with any president. I have a problem with all presidents.
Right.
Because
they are government officials.
Right. And when you choose to say that you are the one who sets the tone for what this country does and how this country thinks, listen, I'm holding you to a higher standard. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna be critical. I'm gonna be extremely critical of everything that you're doing, and I'm gonna be watching the money because I've learned now that you guys don't play fair.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not that I've got anything against Biden. Don't get me wrong. Right. Biden has, in terms of what Biden said he was going to do, he's accomplished 70%, 75% of. And I'm not mad at what his agenda was, I'm not mad at his accomplishment. My agenda doesn't necessarily line up with Joe Biden's agenda.
Okay.
So where I have a problem with what's going on, I understand how you are supposed to do things. I understand what your role is. I understand what you're capable of and not capable of.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for the fact that, some president down the line said, hey, I need a little juice, so let me come up with an executive order, and that's how the president is able to move legislatively what they want to get done.
Right.
I'm cool with the student loans. I'm cool with some of the things that Joe Biden has done. What I'm not cool, what hurts Joe Biden, in my opinion, is the fact that he's never really taken the bull by the horns when it comes to the people in the Congress. You know what I mean? Joe Manchin should not have been the thorn in Joe Biden's side that he was. Sinema should not have been the thorn in Joe Biden's agenda that she was. That's the reason why I've got a problem with Joe coming back for 4 more years. Because he didn't, in street terms, he never pulled it out.
Right.
He never pulled it out and said, no, this is the biggest dick in the room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let me say this, Talib. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm glad you said that. Let me go out and give you your applause, dog, because I'm so glad you brought, in your own way, you brought that up. Because here's the thing. That's what people see when Trump said to these guys, hey, you better get in line or else. Right. You know what? They were resigning like crazy.
Yes.
When he said, get in line or else. I mean, that's honestly, that's the only thing he did, in my opinion. Yes. A lot of these cats jumped ship because I don't know what he said to them in the room, closed the room.
Right.
I don't know what threats were made, but a lot of the ones who opposed were gone.
Right.
And I think, I know it's tough as a, dealing with the Senate and the House. But you need to be the commander in chief. Right. You need to, they are, as the comedian who was talking about the power, when you have the bully pulpit, man, you got to use that sucker however you can. And it frustrated the hell out of me because we could have had voting rights by now, if not for Sinema and Manchin. Listen, it could have been a done deal. We could have had the George Floyd Policing Act.
Bill, right?
Exactly.
Policing Act, right?
Exactly.
If not for those two.
And this is
go ahead.
And that's my. I'm not to cut you off.
No, you good. Go ahead.
My only point about this whole thing is the president sets the tone for what and how the country is moving and is perceived. That's what the CEO is supposed to do. That's their job.
Right.
They can say what things they would like to see implemented, and then they can work with people in order to take steps to see that these things are implemented. But they can't really do the implementation themselves.
Right.
And my problem with most of these presidents is that, they know what they're lying about from the start. They know what they're not going to do from the time that they jump in. Don't tell me that. Don't lie to me anymore. Right. How about that? But you know what I mean?
But I think if we remove the 4 years of Trump from our mental Rolodex, wouldn't you say?
Hey, there ain't no way.
But wouldn't you agree with me that the way Biden is governing is the way we've always governed? We've reached across aisles. Yeah. We've negotiated. Yeah. We've talked to people. We understood where they came from. We gave a little to get a little. The only, I think right now, which is what is in the forefront of our mind, is the 4 years of Trump, and he had the bully pulpit and he used it.
Well,
outside of that, we haven't seen that.
Yeah, because the last president that really used it was Clinton.
Yeah.
Right.
Once Clinton, after Clinton, politics became more weaponized.
Exactly.
They really got in there, and because that's when you really start to see this whole fake filibuster. That's when you start to see things really start turning around, so that Congress is constantly at a stalemate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what was happening, prior to about 1980. 1980 was when 10-year-old me got to a point where I was, okay, that's the president. You know what I mean? Because I'm seeing Carter leaving and Reagan coming in. Yeah. And I was part of the propaganda in the school systems that would sing songs like, when I hear that Reagan speech, to the tune of When the Saints Go Marching In.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean? So
no wonder.
I'm saying, the programming, but no, I'm just saying that the programming.
On the negatives, go ahead.
You know what I mean? And we are, so now we're programmed and conditioned for propaganda. Yeah. So can we really trust these polls? Or do we need to get out here and motivate and mobilize?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man. I think at this stage, early polling can't be trusted to a certain extent. All it is, in my opinion, is a gauge. It's just a gauge. It's just a temperature check.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
As far as accuracy, no, I think it's too early, but at least it's an indicator of a direction. Okay. Mm-hmm. And to your point about presidents, I think it took like LBJ and the Voting Rights Act, all the civil rights acts that occurred. It took, I think LBJ was the master of dealing with the South, and dealing with the old guard and having the pull. And he showed how a president should work to get things done, because we all know, without the civil rights movement and LBJ agreeing to go along and work that, we wouldn't be where we are today. Am I agree? Is that accurate?
Totally.
Yes.
Would you say?
Yeah.
And I think when it comes down to white grievances and Trump, people look at him the way you feel about what a president should do.
Right.
So the whole white grievance movement believes that Trump can give them what they want the same way LBJ gave black folks the things that they want, if that makes sense. I'm gonna leave mine at that.
And the only thing I'm gonna add to that is that now we have to ask, what are you getting? Yeah. What are you asking for? Yeah. And what are you getting? Because I guarantee you, with Trump in office, you're not getting anything that you want.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
I still need to know what Make America what Great Again looks like. What does it really look like, dog?
Yeah, the current GOP are obstructionists. They don't govern anything. Over the last 3 or 4 years, the only thing they've done is name post offices.
No, the least. No, really, the least productive Congress,
exactly,
if not in history. in terms of passing legislation.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right.
And GOP owns. I mean, they basically are the majority in Congress. So yeah, there you go.
But the wealthiest. Wealthiest.
Oh yeah. They making that money. They're making that money. Hey, real quick, and let's go. We're gonna go around before we wrap it. Big takeaway, and I'm gonna start with you, Howie, because Talib is always the icing on the cake when it comes to. So I'm gonna start with you, Howie.
Yeah. So my big takeaway is I'm a little bit over the top with these with the news people going out and talking to a certain segment of the population, saying all the negative things about Biden. I think we discussed this. The Killer Mikes of the world, the other rapper up in New York. I don't know his name, Vazaze or Vajan or something. There's a certain segment of the population, of the African-American population, that they go ask questions surrounding Biden, and they always get some negative response from them. Biden's not doing this. Biden's not doing that. I think if you go to most people that are in our generation, most people that are in our socioeconomic status, most people that think like us, in general, will say that he's done a pretty good job. Now, if you're going to he got a passing grade, let me put it that way. But what I seem to see more often than not is you're going to ask someone who has a background, a record, or align themselves more with, I don't want to say street life, but aligns himself more down that avenue, and then you ask him his opinion on how President Biden is done. And most of the time, Sexy Red, I like Trump because he sent me some money. Man, come on. Are you serious? The money that he sent you is not in your pocket nor your bank account today. That's my takeaway. We need to ask a different segment of the population how the president is doing.
I think they all deserve an opinion. It's just let's not load up on the stereotypical opinion.
All right, I'm with you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. But I mean, that's what we.
And some of these folks. I mean, I've always said it on this show: follow the money.
Right.
Because we don't know whether or not. I mean, they are influencers. They influence. And what helps them influence?
Yeah, but I think there are other influencers that they don't ask the question to.
Yeah, I agree. And go ahead. I'm gonna go to you, Talib.
I'll just say that Brother Howie, it's people are always preying on the uninformed. And the uninformed gives you the best, basis for whatever negative kind of image that you're trying to really portray. You know what I mean?
Oh yes.
So my thing this week, I actually have a visual.
We need a theme song, like
we need
an X-Files kind of track for you to lead.
Yeah, so this is probably, everybody knows that this is, looks like McDonald's, looks like a McDonald's logo.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
It's upside down.
Yeah.
So McDonald's is probably one of the most imitated logos of all time. And in a lot of like anime, the Japanimation, the manga and all that kind of stuff, usually the McDonald's logo is displayed with the W, and it's called like McDonald's or something to that effect.
McDonald's.
Right, exactly. The same idea. So now McDonald's has actually started a campaign in China and a few of their Asian countries. Where they're doing a whole rollout of this anime, McDonald's thing. So I thought it was kind of cool to see, when, that, corporations don't just, rape the black folks when it comes to, what their new ad campaigns to let people know that they're cool and hip. You know what I mean? So I like that. My sons are big into the anime and Japanimation.
Said the Dragon Ball Z dad.
Right, exactly. So I just like that. That was my little cool takeaway.
By the way, have you seen the Dragon Ball Z like stage thing, man, that they're doing for the anniversaries, like 35 years, man?
No,
I didn't realize that.
Dragon Ball Z has been around forever, but I haven't seen the stage thing.
Yeah, they have a stage play that is in, I think it's tour in China, and it's huge because, yeah, if you're a parent, at least like in the 90s, man, Dragon Ball Z was like,
oh yeah, come on,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
right,
all that stuff, man. Sailor Moon, oh yeah, exactly. I remember, man, exactly. So, appreciate you, man. Yeah, appreciate you. And I got, just a couple for me. I got to shout out Quentin Fulks, man, and the Biden campaign. I'm riding through ATL, pop on the radio and listen to a station. And of course, well, not of course, but surprisingly in February, man, they're running Biden ads, positive Biden ads talking about, his accomplishments. And I know we're heading into the primary here, but ain't nobody running against them. So, but still, it's good to hear that because they need to be that's something they need to be doing. Okay?
Exactly.
And it's good to see Kamala out there, doing what she does more. And so, yeah. And my other thing, and I don't want to get into it. Maybe we'll do another episode about this. I do believe they need a brother out there as well. Even if they get an influencer. I don't know if LeBron, because he still got to go to a city and play. He hadn't retired, but if you have somebody on that level of an influencer who can reinforce your message,
right,
that would help. That would help. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, Tyler Perry, man, bro, you at ATL. You in my city, close to East Point. I love the fact that you took over Fort Mac. But this Mea Culpa, man, on Netflix with Kelly Rowland. Kelly's my girl. This thing, man, they have the whole thing. What's the concept of when you suspend your disbelief? You've heard of this. When you go to a movie and you immerse yourself in it, and no matter how crazy it is, if you're into it, you suspend your disbelief.
Right.
Dog, it's just hard. That's all I got to say. And I say this, because I don't want to go too long. Please, dog, start collaborating with writers and directors to help you with some of these projects. I mean, I know you want to do it all. I mean, I come up in the era of Prince where it's written, performed, backline, produced, set up. But man, dog, you need some help. You do. And I'm not, I'm not going to sit here and just, because he gets enough negative. He gets enough pounding, enough of that on social media. I just say, you got the guns. You know what I'm saying? You got the power. You got the platform. But man, just do a little bit better. Do a lot better. No spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Yeah. The resources are out there for him too.
Resources big time. Yeah. But he didn't need it. He got it. Yeah. But come on, dog. And the other thing, the last thing, the non-competitive NBA All-Star game. The NBA All-Star game. I'm just going to say this. For y'all who are complaining, quit asking. They're not going to do it. These guys make too much money. Mm-hmm. There's too much risk. I would like to see a more competitive NBA All-Star game like back in the day. But it ain't going to happen. Mm-hmm. These guys value, about $1 billion in some cases individually?
Exactly.
When you talk about what they make, what they get in endorsements, all that. They ain't about to go out there and twist an ankle or or rip an Achilles or tear up an ACL for play.
Right. But I think I'm okay with that.
But what? I don't care. I really. I mean, I do. It's just like the Pro Bowl where they went to flag football. They're not going to change it. Either it's going to go away, and it's going to become the guys playing what do you like a Nintendo, not Nintendo, but Xbox.
You're right.
But they're not gonna play competitive ball. They're not gonna get hurt. Go ahead, Talib.
Yeah, well, they could protect their ankles if they wore the new Air Insurrections.
Oh, no, Lord. Oh, man, did you see, and I'm going to wrap it with this, man. Did you see the Daily Show? Well, by the way, Jon Stewart's back on Monday.
Yes,
I could see glimpses of what he used to be, but still.
Loving it.
They did how the man on the street, and they were talking to the guys, because shoes are a big industry
Exactly.
So they went to the, what do they call the guys? I mean, they're not footies, but sneakerheads. Yeah, man. Right. He was going to the sneakerheads, and he was like, "No, dog." They were all like, so one of the guys was in school, so he says, "Man, I get my ass beat if I walked up in the." He said, "No." The sneakerheads were like, "No, we can't go for this."
Yeah. Did you see the Fox come in?
Yeah, man.
But the blacks love sneakers.
My God.
What?
Like I said, they just
love Trump because they love the sneakers and they love
what
Trump.
An uninformed person. I don't even know how these people get on television.
But you know what? To me, it just there we go. I mean, it's more fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
Yeah,
all right, y'all who love your thoughts, go to castropolis.net, choose the people poll, leave us a message, man. We'll play back the best. And don't forget, coming up next week, we'll be doing the news trivia, by the way. Still looking for my first contestant. And, man, get 2 out of 3 right from the news of the week. That's all you got to do. And you get Harold Michael Harvey's new book, Watch Night. Okay?
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Talib, appreciate you, man. Happy birthday again, dog.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate all you do.
Yeah.
Go clean the house, do taxes for your birthday.
I gotta shave this ear and nose hair that's coming out of nowhere, man.
There you go.
Know what I mean?
Wait. Dude, hey, you old now. It's coming out everywhere, bro. It's coming out everywhere. Howie, Hitman, thank you, man. Thank you for jumping on.
Man, love you guys.
Man, appreciate you jumping on at the last minute. Vi's out there in the doing his thing, Grandpapa Vi. So
I got you.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll do Tea with Tonya B when we come back. Appreciate you all again.
Yes, sir.
I'm singing blue skies, sunny days. Life can get confusing, it feels like a maze. But girl, when I'm here with you, nothing feels the same. Got me losing track of time, and I know you're to blame. Yeah. 'Cause you know that your love's enough for the both of us. I swim in the deep end till I feel like coming up. Just here for the
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sippin' the tea with Tonya B.
That's right, children. It's time for tea. This is your girl, Tonya B, with the GT, right here on This Is G Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, go to the YouTube channel. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Well, I've got a lot of headlines for you, but I've got to start out this week again on a somber note. Now, you may remember a young lady by the name of Hydia Broadbent. Now, she was one of the youngest HIV and AIDS activists to fight in the 39 years that she was on this earth. She started out very young. She spoke out against the stigma from the age of 6 years old. You remember there was almost like a gut-wrenching clip of her with Magic Johnson, and she fought till the very end. She was born addicted to heroin, but again, she fought to her last breath. Hydia Broadbent, you mattered, and you leave a huge impact. Now, I don't talk much about Wendy Williams for obvious reasons because everybody else does. But as you may have heard this week, the former radio and talk show host has been diagnosed with aphasia. It's the same form of dementia that has affected the actor Bruce Willis. He can no longer speak, walk, or swallow. It's a sad and cruel disease. It just robs you of all of your cognitive abilities. You know, she's got the guardian or the conservator. Her family can't call her. Her son's being kept away from her. You see her brother, sister, and her niece Alex are out there doing the talk show circuit. Parts that I've seen, I gotta tell you, Tommy B, it's really just sad and gut-wrenching. But it's also a teachable moment. So if you notice any of the signs that you may see in Wendy when you watch this documentary, Saturday and Sunday, it may help you with some of your loved ones as well. So we wish her all the best and just keep her in prayer. Tommy B, I don't know if you talked about this because, you know, I was over there making some chicken and some shrimp. But Mea Culpa is the new Tyler Perry movie on Netflix starring Kelly Rowland. I'm not giving you a spoiler alert. I'll just say this. You can say and think what you want about Tyler Perry, but there's a lady named Coco Brown who has appeared in several of his shows and movies. She recently lost her home. She and her son were homeless. Tyler Perry stepped up and gave her $400,000 $1,000 to get back on her feet and get a new home. Got to give him 5 on it for that. Now, you know, last week I started this thing called the We Tired of Y'all Hall of Fame. And this week's entry is one Tiffany Haddish. Girl, we are so done with you. You are in the class of We Tired of Y'all. You know, she went off to Israel. Aren't they having a war over there, Tommy B? Filming it and talking about she's looking for a man. Girl, have several seats. Common is not coming back. Please work on yourself. Get yourself together, Tiffany. Get back to work and stay off social media telling all your business. You know, Apple TV and Usher are releasing a short film about his Super Bowl performance. I'm telling you, I am so ready. Catch Usher on the cover of People magazine. This is the year of Usher, baby. You know what else people aren't talking about? It was a snoozer last week, Tommy B. NBA All-Star Game. Not a place to do a Quiet Storm performance. That's all I'm going to say. Now, you may remember back in the 90s, Mario Van Peebles and his father, Melvin Van Peebles, had this movie. It was a 90s Western called Posse. Had Big Daddy Kane, Pam Grier, and Isaac Hayes in it. Well, if you can take the heat, get ready for Outlaw Posse. It's Mario Van Peebles, his son, Whoopi Goldberg, Cedric the Entertainer, Alan Payne from New Jack City and House of Pain. It comes to theaters next week. Let's support this movie. Well, oops, she did it again. Somebody go around Britney Spears' house and check her medication. You know, she was on social media earlier this week pulling down her panties. Girl, bye. Woo-hoo. Oh, Club Shay Shay, here we go. Now, here come Eddie Griffin, who hasn't been funny since, the 90s, alleging that Shannon Sharp, the host of Club Shay Shay, is part of the LGBTQ community. But you know what? If that's all you broke down, Comic Scotch, y'all need to go over there into the We Tired of Y'all Hall of Fame. He's grown. It's his business. Leave him alone. And at the end of the day, does anybody care? Not me. Cat Williams being sued again. A personal assistant said he hit her in the face so hard that she ended up with broken bones and she had to go into the hospital. I'm hearing that this case, they're trying to get it to go to trial. Gotta say shout out to a lady who's making history before National Women's History Month. I'm talking about 5 on it to Jennifer King, the first female coach of the Chicago Bears. Ow, holla. Now, what is all this mess with Snoop talking about he has love and respect for Donald Trump? And back in 2020, Trump was dissing him and beefing with him like it was too much. I don't know what's up to that. I am up to this. Go to the internet, Google Super Freak, the Rick James story coming to a stage. Yes, it's a play. Some cities is one night only, but I hear it's the truth, because Rick's daughter, Ty, is one of the executive producers. That's all I got. I ain't got no more. It's your girl, Tonya B, sipping this GT right here on This Is the G Podcast. And remember, you can catch the Birdwire on demand 24/7. Just go to Castropolis.net.
Big thanks to Tonya B, Vi, Talib, and author and political analyst Harold Michael Harvey. Thanks to the crew, Millennial Nick, Lady J, Regia, music by K-Dub, all those who help us make it happen every single week, y'all. And don't forget, y'all, starting the first episode in March, the Newsmaker Trivia begins. We need contestants. Go to Castropolis.net, sign up. You can win an autographed copy of the new book from author Harold Michael Harvey, Watch Night. Sign up at Castropolis.net. Subscribe, y'all. Turn on notifications for all our new episodes. Yes. And with that, episode 214's in the can. Have a great week. Peace and power to the people.
You've been listening to This Is the G Podcast. This Is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.